The dollar bill, a small, unassuming piece of green paper that we often overlook in our daily lives. We see it every day in countless transactions, from buying a cup of coffee to paying for groceries. We use it without a second thought, passing it from hand to hand, rarely considering its significance. But this simple piece of paper holds a story, a rich and complex narrative that spans centuries. It's a story of power, of global influence, and of the rise of the United States as a dominant economic force. It's a journey from colonial chaos to the world's reserve currency, a journey marked by innovation and resilience. And it all starts with a simple question. How did this green rectangle become so powerful? How did it come to symbolize the American dream? From the bustling streets of New York City to the remote villages of rural America, the dollar connects us all, weaving a thread through the fabric of our society. It represents the sweat of labor, the innovation of entrepreneurs, and the aspirations of millions who strive for a better life. But its journey to global dominance was not preordained. It was a path fraught with uncertainty and risk. It was a path paved with challenges, triumphs, and a fair share of luck. Each step forward was hard-earned. To truly understand the dollar, we need to travel back in time, to the very beginnings of American history. We need to delve into the chaotic world of colonial America, a time of uncertainty and opportunity, a time before the dollar, when a patchwork of currencies created confusion and hindered growth, making trade and commerce difficult. This is where our story begins, with the birth pangs of a nation and its quest for a stable and unifying currency. A quest that would eventually lead to the creation of the dollar, a symbol of American ingenuity and perseverance. Imagine colonial America, a land brimming with opportunity but struggling with a fundamental problem, a lack of a unified currency. Instead of a single, reliable form of money, colonists relied on a hodgepodge of foreign coins and bartering systems. British pounds, Spanish silver, even Dutch guilders circulated alongside local currencies. It was a recipe for confusion and instability. This chaotic system made trade difficult. Prices fluctuated wildly. Merchants struggled to assess the value of goods and services. The lack of a stable currency stifled economic growth and sowed the seeds of discontent. It became clear a new nation needed a new currency. The Revolutionary War brought this issue to a head. The fledgling United States, desperate for funds to fight for independence, issued its first paper currency, the Continental. This, however, proved to be a costly mistake. Rampant inflation quickly eroded the Continental's value, giving rise to the infamous phrase, "not worth a Continental." The failure of the Continental was a harsh lesson for the young nation, but it underscored the importance of a sound and stable currency. The artisans and blacksmiths, who were the backbone of the colonial economy, found it increasingly difficult to trade their goods. Farmers, too, faced challenges. Trading livestock and produce became a gamble, as the value of their goods could change overnight. Even everyday families felt the strain. The uncertainty of the currency meant that saving money was nearly impossible. The leaders of the colonies knew that for the new nation to thrive, they needed to establish a reliable monetary system. This realization led to intense debates during the Constitutional Convention, where the framework for a new stable currency was laid out. The establishment of a national bank and the creation of a standardized currency were pivotal steps in stabilizing the economy. With these measures in place, the young nation began to see economic growth and stability, setting the stage for the prosperous future that lay ahead. In the aftermath of the Revolutionary War, the newly formed United States faced the daunting task of building a nation. The war had left the country in a state of economic disarray, with various forms of colonial currency still in circulation and no unified system to facilitate trade and commerce. Central to this endeavor was the creation of a stable and unified monetary system. A national currency was essential not only for economic stability, but also for fostering a sense of unity and identity among the states. This monumental task fell upon the shoulders of the nation's founding fathers. They understood that a strong economy was the backbone of a strong nation, and they were determined to lay a solid foundation for future prosperity. In 1792, under the guidance of Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury, Congress passed the Coinage Act. Hamilton, a visionary in financial matters, played a crucial role in shaping the economic policies of the young nation. This landmark legislation officially established the U.S. dollar as the national currency. The Coinage Act laid out the framework for minting coins, and set the standards for their weight and composition. The dollar was strategically pegged to silver, a globally recognized store of value. This decision was made to ensure the currency's acceptance both domestically and internationally. This provided much-needed stability and inspired confidence in the fledgling currency. Merchants and citizens alike began to trust and use the dollar, facilitating smoother and more reliable transactions. The design of the dollar coin was carefully considered. The founding fathers wanted the currency to reflect the values and aspirations of the new nation. It featured the image of Lady Liberty, symbolizing the newly won freedoms of the nation. Lady Liberty was chosen as a representation of the nation's ideals of liberty and democracy. The Coinage Act also introduced a decimal system, simplifying transactions and paving the way for a more efficient economy. This system made it easier for people to understand and use the currency, promoting economic activity. The birth of the US dollar marked a turning point in American history. It was a significant step towards creating a cohesive and independent economic system. It signified a departure from the colonial past and a bold step towards economic independence. The new currency helped to unify the states and foster a sense of national identity. The dollar, however, would face numerous challenges in the years to come, testing its resilience and shaping its destiny. From financial crises to changes in monetary policy, the US dollar's journey was just beginning, and it would continue to evolve as the nation grew. The early decades of the 19th century were a time of growth and expansion for the United States. The young nation weathered political storms, territorial disputes, and a war with Great Britain. Through it all, the dollar endured, gradually gaining acceptance and stability. The discovery of gold in California in 1848 injected a surge of wealth into the American economy. The gold rush not only solidified the dollar's value, but also fueled westward expansion and industrial growth. The dollar became synonymous with opportunity and progress. However, the issue of slavery cast a long shadow over the nation. The Civil War, a brutal conflict that threatened to tear the country apart, would put the dollar to its ultimate test. Would it crumble under the pressure of war or emerge stronger than ever? The Civil War presented an unprecedented financial challenge for the United States. To fund the war effort, the Union government needed to raise vast sums of money. This led to a pivotal moment in the history of the dollar, the introduction of paper money. In 1861, the first US dollar bills, known as Greenbacks due to their distinctive color, were printed. This marked a significant departure from the traditional coin-based currency. Initially met with skepticism, Greenbacks quickly gained acceptance as the war progressed. The Union's victory in the Civil War not only preserved the nation, but also cemented the dollar's position as the sole legal tender. The greenback, once a wartime necessity, had become a symbol of national unity and resilience. The 20th century brought about dramatic changes on the world stage. Two world wars reshaped the global order, with the United States emerging as a dominant economic and military power. The dollar, once a regional currency, was thrust onto the global stage. In 1944, as World War II raged, delegates from 44 allied nations gathered in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Their mission to create a new international monetary system from the ashes of war. The result was the Bretton Woods Agreement, a landmark accord that would shape the global economy for decades to come. The Bretton Woods Agreement established a fixed exchange rate system, with the US dollar pegged to gold and other currencies pegged to the dollar. This effectively crowned the dollar as the world's reserve currency, the primary currency held by central banks and used in international transactions. The dollar's journey from colonial coin to global powerhouse is a testament to the rise of the United States. Today, the dollar reigns supreme as the world's reserve currency, facilitating global trade and shaping international finance. However, the dollar's dominance is not absolute. Emerging economies, geopolitical shifts, and the rise of digital currencies pose new challenges. The dollar's future, while still bright, is not without uncertainty. The story of the dollar is far from over. It's a story that continues to unfold with each passing day, reflecting the complexities of the global economy and the enduring legacy of the United States.